You're going good point. It's always good to be down here. Good night to District 6. We get around the island. And you know, you understand, I mean, the speakers that have gone before me have said it all. So I'm just going to tie up some loose ends and let you get to the real meat of this, the Honorable Chief Minister and the Honorable Hayden Hughes. Not to forget our Minister, Mr. Edmund Gardner, is coming next. You know, all roads have led to Bloy Point tonight. The Anguilla United Movement, this caravan is ready. We're moving forward. We're on the move and we're ready to go. We're in the district of our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Hubert Hughes, and your next representative, the Honorable Hayden Hughes. And I don't know if it was current that brought the rain, but you know, if you have current and water together, you can die. So, you know, the other guy down here better watch out. For those of you who are sitting, I'd like you to stand right now and give a round of applause to our Honorable Chief Minister for a job well done. Thank you, sir. Honorable Chief Minister, he fought a good fight.
Yeah, right.
He's represented this country well, and he exits the stage of active politics, leaving Anguilla in a better place than when he met it. A lawyer, a doctor, and a teacher went to a bar. Oh, that's next week's speech. Sorry about that.
Lead that for you.
And you all heard the teacher last Saturday in Island Harbor.
In the puppet.
And he sounded like the candidate even more than the candidate that they have up here. And I want to thank him for validating my candidacy, because he said that Anguillans who have lived overseas should participate in Anguilla's future. Unlike the candidate who said that I was not here, so I shouldn't be here. It was fascinating, yeah. Almost comical to listen to my representative at District 1 talk for the better part of 52 minutes, introducing himself to Island Harbor. After 30 years, he still was introducing himself. I mean, that is why he's known as the Invisible Senator. Almost 52 minutes to introduce himself to the district that he said he's been representing for over 4 years, and to Anguilla where he said he's been in public service for 30 years. That is comical. But again, that's next week's topic, so we'll talk about that. Tonight we're here to honor our Chief Minister, the Honorable Hubert Hughes, for his service, his dedication, his commitment to Anguilla's progress, to Anguilla's sustenance and to its economy, and to honor the Honorable Hayden Hughes as the next representative for District 6 in the House of Assembly. You know, it was also comical to hear the Anguilla United Front's candidate for this district say, we will work harder. Well, if the type of work that they've done so far is in the indication, we will pass on that. We don't need that type of work. I mean, everybody knows that the Honorable Hayden Hughes is the hardest working man in Anguilla. They all say that, even in opposition. But I was asked to talk about health care and the health authority. And so I'd like to indicate, my commitment to making sure that health care in Anguilla is updated, it's advanced, it's made available, and that it's affordable to all. And I want you to understand why healthcare delivery is personal to me. At 33 years ago, September 14, 1981,
heart attack.
I had the unfortunate experience of my father dying after he just spent the previous 10 minutes talking to me about my life and my future, and that he was going out the next day fishing. So he was in good health, it appeared. And he fell to the ground, and after trying to resuscitate him with the little CPR that I knew, it was unsuccessful. And it took 3 hours for us to get a doctor to come to the house to proclaim him dead. That is personal to me. My dad was only 53 years old. He had a heart attack. Then 13 years later, on the same day, September 14, my sister-in-law, while pregnant, she went into eclampsia and had blood pressure that was 212 over 165. You can imagine she probably blew her head off. And she went into a coma. They were able to remove the baby, who is now healthy and well, but she passed soon after. So health care is important, but it's personal to me. And that's the commitment I bring to Anguilla and to the healthcare system. Not like your fake Minister of Health who's now in he's in North Hill. These are considerable unnecessary deaths. In this day and age, they should not happen. But you say those happened many years ago. So let me give you some more recent ones. I was in the pond ground recently, and a young lady told me that she had gestational diabetes. That is, she developed high sugars while pregnant. And she had to be rushed out of Anguilla so that she could ensure that she would live and that her baby would live. That was recent. And I heard of a baby in the hospital here in Anguilla that aspirated meconium and had to be rushed out of Anguilla so that her lungs could be suctioned. This is recent. And my nephew broke his arm and he had to be rushed out of Anguilla to have it fixed at great cost. And one of my constituents in Isle Harbor, she fell and broke her kneecap. And she had to go to St. Martin after much wrangling, costing her tens of thousands of dollars to be fixed. These I consider to be basic. These services should be available in Anguilla. That is what I am going to ensure is brought to Anguilla. These are recent. Healthcare delivery to me is personal. I diagnosed a patient with tongue cancer. She had trouble swallowing. She literally stayed here and starved to death because she couldn't afford to go away to have treatment. This should not happen in 2014. And these are some of the instances that I know about. I'm sure there are much more, and I'm sure it's touched some of you personally also. And so that is why my commitment to health care in Anguilla. I came back to provide my services in ear, nose, and throat surgery, medical and surgical. And I want to make sure that others come to provide their services. In some cases, we have the doctors who can provide the services, but we don't have the available facilities. In some cases, we don't have the doctors who can provide that specialty care. This we need to change, and we need to change it urgently. I was asked to talk about healthcare delivery and health authority. Now, the Health Authority, the Act, tasked the Health Authority to provide health care in Anguilla, to ensure that we were healthy, to ensure that when we were sick, we'd be taken care of. Now, I think that the Health Authority has done what they could, but I think that they're over their heads. And I think that the Health Authority Board has not worked in the best interest of Anguilla. They have also thwarted the mandate of the Minister of Health, the Honorable Mr. Hubert Hughes, who asked them to be dissolved so that the Health Authority and healthcare delivery could be brought back under the ministry. Instead, he was greeted with letters from their lawyers. This should not happen. The minister is responsible to the people. The Health Authority Board is not. And they must go. The act must be rescinded. And the healthcare delivery must return to the Ministry of Health. This is what we ensure will ensure responsibility, accountability, efficiency, adequate health care for Anguilla, in Anguilla. They are qualified Anguillians, doctors who don't live in Anguilla, who would come back to Anguilla and provide their services in specialty care, in subspecialties, if it was made right for them to come, if the facilities were here, if they were assured that we would have the right equipment and the right backup services, such as pulmonologists and cardiologists and neurologists and nephrologists. These are the ones that we need back in Anguilla to help Anguilla. And they must know that we will provide training for our nurses and our phlebotomists and radiology technologists. We also must assure them that we'll have access to imaging services, such as MRIs and CAT scans, to complement our X-rays and ultrasound. These are necessary services. This is a commitment we have to make. And this is something that the Minister of Health has to make that commitment. Otherwise, you know what to do. You vote them in, you can vote them out. And we work with good nurses and doctors at the hospital. Certainly the facilities are not as advanced as some of the equipment and facilities I work in the U.S., but we make do. We take care of patients. We get the job done. But we can do better, and we must do better. And so those staff that do their job and do it well, they will be retained. We did not say we were sending anybody home. So Malcolm Webster, if you continue to do your job well as you can, which you do, your job is secure. So don't listen to the scare tactics and scaremongering that comes from the other party. You know, the government's role is to do for us what we cannot do for ourselves. And the greatest accomplishment of any government is to preserve life, decrease suffering, and provide opportunity for its people. And this is what the Anguilla United Movement has done and will continue continue to do. And these mandates can only be enforced when the healthcare administration is back under the Ministry of Health. When you have a competent Minister of Health who knows what to do, who knows how to get the right equipment, who knows how to advance the right technique, who knows how to change the policy, and the House of Assembly to demand that we do what is necessary to care for our people. That is what we need, and that's what you're voting for. And you say, how's that going to be done? Well, as the Honorable Nelson Mandela said, it is impossible until it's done. And we will get it done. So what qualifies me for this role? I know you asked that question. I'm an Anguillian. The son of a fisherman and a housewife. I care about you. I care about your health care. As I said, it's personal to me. And I have always dedicated my life to serving others. First in the dental unit, then as a doctor, and now as your humble servant, seeking to represent you in the House of Assembly. The doctors in the House. And I hold a certificate with distinction in dental therapy. I hold a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of the Virgin Islands in biology. I hold a Master of Science degree in biology from Yale University. I have a medical degree from Yale University. I attended my internship and residency at the University of Iowa Hospital Care, which was ranked number 1 in the country in ENT. And I have over 20 years of experience in medicine. I spent 4 of those years here with you. I understand what this system needs. I understand what this country needs. And for health care, for advancement of the services, in specialty care, in subspecialty care, and the services that are necessary, in community health centers. These are all the things that are necessary, and these are the things that we can do because you have to have the responsibility, the guidance, the direction, the competence. We can do it. But somebody said save that for next Saturday, so I'm going to tone down a little bit. You get me all worked up here. I didn't say those things because I want to boast about my credentials. I just wanted you to know that none of those achievements were available on Anguilla at the time. And so I had to leave here to develop academically and professionally. And I have returned here to give of that what I have learned, to make Anguillans better, their healthcare better. 1 year, I have treated ENT patients medically and surgically, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars for those who have to travel overseas for those services. And for those that couldn't be treated here, I made referrals to my peers elsewhere at discounts, just so that using my leverage, so that they could be taken care of and be returned back to good health. Saving lives, saving money, empowering people. That's what we're about. That's the Anguilla United Movement. Under the guidance and direction of the Honorable human beings. Somebody said, so why don't you stay in your office and treat patients or go to the hospital and run the hospital? As a doctor, I impact one life at a time. As a policymaker, I can affect thousands of lives. And Angola, 13,000 lives. And the rest of Angola, the living place of Angola. And you have Angola movement. And you improve the economy, which is our plan, and to continue to grow and move forward, you have Angolans returning home. That's what we intend to do. That's what's going to happen. And I will still be a doctor. They can't take that away from me. You know, my representative said that if he needed a lawyer, he'd call my cousin Pam. If he needed a doctor, an ENT doctor, he would call me. But I would like to state categorically that if I need a social worker, politician, I would not call him. He needs to be evicted from the house. But again, that is for next week. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, health care is personal to me.
That's right.
No 18-year-old should have to stand there helpless while his father dies in front of him.
Thank you.
No child should have to grow up without a mother for something that was preventable, just because the appropriate care was not available on the island. No one should have to get a loan or sell their land so that they could go abroad to get health care. Basic care, which I think should be available here. Ladies and gentlemen, help is coming. The doctors in the house. The unions still have. What is nobody for? Competent. Available. Caring for you. Making sure that it works like it should. Your health is your wealth. And General Colin Powell said, it's not where you start in life,
It's where you end up.
it's what you do with the life that you, it's what you do with your life is what determines where you end up.
Right.
And here, we started poor, we're still there, we're improving this economy, you have good governance, transparent, competent governance. We continue to move forward. That is the plan, and this is what the Anglo United Movement provides. And we are blessed to live in this country that allows us opportunities as long as we believe in ourselves.
Right.
In healthcare, in education opportunities, job creation, in expanding our industries, in fishing, in agriculture. These are all the plans which are coming. These are being developed now. And you will see, you are vote for the tree. A vote for the United Movement. Ensure that this economy continues to move forward. And Angola continues to move forward. You know, investors are not looking for the same old thing. They want innovative ideas. They want new blood. And that's what the Anglo United Movement provides. They're looking for young, fresh ideas. That will bring them to the shore. That will move Angola forward and create the jobs that we need and deserve. This team, the Anglo United Movement, that is the team that provides energetic, patriotic leadership, that provides the fresh, innovative ideas that investors are looking for, that the Anguillan people need and deserve, and that they will continue to support. We need your support. cannot go back to the front. I mean, that is impossible anyway. How can you go back to the front? It's physically impossible. And I know that you're not foolish to be fooled by what was said last week. So you have to re-elect the Anglo United movement. You're hard-working, capable government. And tonight I want to say again, thanks to the hard-working, dedicated service of our Chief Minister, the Honorable Hubert Hughes. And he is here tonight after he's been traveling for the last week, came back on red eye from England, but he is here strong, steadfast. But tonight we want to boost and support the Honorable Hayden Hughes, the next representative for District 6. North Point, North Township, run their booth, run the sack. Hayden Hughes, your representative. I'm fucking man and good. The man with the plan. Hayden Hughes. He will continue to work for us. And he'll continue to make sure that Angola moves forward.
That's right.
And you heard his presentation when he was in New York at the Tourism Summit.
Yes, man.
And his interviews. He represented Angola well. He talked about Angola. It is dear to his heart. Is he going to let it down? No. So instead, you have to support human views and now support Hayden Hughes. The Angola United Movement. Roots of integrity. Trunk of stability. The Angola United Movement. Branches of prosperity. We can't go back to the front. It's impossible. Physically impossible to go back to the front. I say thank you. God bless you. God bless everyone.